All right, so we're going to talk about piecewise functions today. And so, who wants to read for me? Somebody read. Christian, read.
The three-movement bicycle code went on a Saturday bicycle. The graph shows the relationship between time and hours and distance in miles from the starting point for one female coordinator. She traveled away from her starting point in a short line. When the time was started, she was already traveling in the field. Use the graph with B and J's answer all.
Okay, for this situation, blank is a function of blank. So it's asking so what is the x? First of all, what's the x down here? What is this? Is this time or is it distance? So time is in what? So we have time in hours. And we have distance. Is that miles? In miles. So time in hours, distance in miles. So when I'm asking for this situation, distance in miles. Sorry, when I write, my arm is covering it up. I can't see. For this situation, blank is a function of blank. Y'all, what's the input? Which is always the input? X. What's my X value? Time. So distance is a function of time. So distance is a function of time. So now what I would like you to do is this. I want everyone to fill in this part. Everybody fill this in. Okay, y'all. So I saw some people are doing great. Some people are struggling a little bit. So let's work through this and make sure we get them right. So first of all, I saw several of you when I was walking around. You came up with a slope of 3 halves for the first thing. Y'all, so it's super common because you count up 3, right? But each one of those is 10. So you're really counting up 30, and you go over 2. So what's the slope? 15. Okay. So the next thing, this is distance as a function of time. So instead of an x, we're going to use a t, right? We're doing this as a function of time. So my point is what? What's the point there that we're going to use right here? 0, 0. So x1 and y1 are both 0. So you get 15t. And that goes for what interval? Is it from 0 to 2? Yes? So the next one is easy because it's what? Constant, correct? And it's constant at what value? 30. So that goes from what? 2 to 4, is that correct? Are we good there? So the next one, I just want to know, is that increasing or decreasing? Increasing, what's the slope? Can somebody give me slope? 10? I think you're right. So this point is 4 and 30. So I'm going to have 10 times t minus 4 and then plus 30. And that goes from 4 to 7. Is everybody okay? So now, can you write the last one? Everybody write the last one now. What? I did. It's plus 30. You always add it together. Okay. So listen, y'all listen. This was a good question. Look, right here. If I wrote this out, this would be y minus 30 equals 10 times x minus 4, right? What is d of t is the same as y. If I have this here, I'm solving for y. What do I do with the 30? I move it over, and that's where the plus 30 is coming from. Okay? So now you guys write the last one. What? You're not going to the bathroom. Nobody's going to the bathroom. We're done. Until I'm done. I'll just say I don't remember. But you got it, but I don't remember what the slope is. So I can't tell you which right is wrong. But did you get the point with right? Okay, so look, hey, you two talk. Hey. You guys have different slopes. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if the slope is right. Oh, yeah. Okay, y'all, first of all, what did we do for slope? Negative 12, right? This is decreasing. And so, some of you that came out with some fractions, I'm wondering if you didn't get not exact points. And so, when I look at this, y'all, for sure, the top one to the bottom one, right? Those are exact. And so the top one is 60. And so I take 60 divided by 5 or 4, whatever it is, 5, and that gives me the negative 12 then. Okay? So, okay. So anytime you're doing this, y'all, you have to start with these. You can't answer any questions until you do this part. This is the part you have to do first. Okay? So now, I want to go back and look at number 3. It says, during which interval is she moving the fastest? Okay, so which one? Okay, so hour 47, these, so the slope is 10. Okay, now listen, we want the steepest, right? Is 10 the steepest? Which is the steepest? Hour 0 to 2, right? Because the slope is 15.
Hey, Debbie, over there. Wait.
Okay. So from 0 to 2, is the fastest. But listen to me. Part of this is not just getting the answer. What does that mean? And I heard somebody say when the line is steepest. Okay, that makes sense to me. But what does it mean? What does it mean?
She ran the most.
So, okay, so that she's saying that's getting closer. Oh, that's good. So where it says explain your answer, well, say yours out. That was good. What did you say? Say it out loud. She went the what?
Oh, she went the most distance without the time.
That is not what you said.
I don't know what I said. I just said it.
There you go. She went the furthest distance in the least amount of time. She went the furthest distance in the least amount of time. Could we also say the rate of change is positive? What does rate of change mean? Slope. So the rate of change is positive. Okay? The distance is increasing from home, correct? And the line is steeper. Any of those would work, but you have to write a complete sentence there. In your own words, what does it mean? And I am not an English teacher, but just for the record, a complete sentence includes a capital letter and a period at the end. Everything else is pretty much optional, but get a noun and verb in there and some big boy and big girl words. Okay, the rate of change is the greatest. All right, for the next one, describe what is happening on the bicycle trip for the first 2 hours. Describe what is happening on the bicycle trip for the first 2 hours. Words. Use a word. Complete sentence. That's good. Hello. Luna. Where's Luna? Okay. All right, somebody give me what they wrote on their paper.
In the first 2 hours,
In the first 2 hours, she traveled 30 miles. Okay. What else? What else is true? Okay, she's going. What? That is true. How else could you say it? The 15 miles an hour. What is it? It's her average rate of change, right? Okay. Is the rate of change positive or negative? So it's increasing. Okay, any of those sentences would work. Okay, any of those would work. All right, describe what's happening in hours 2 to 4. Hours 2 to 4. Okay. Let's put it in math terms. She did take a break for 2 hours. Could we say her distance from home is not increasing? It's not constant, it's not changing. She's not moving. So, okay, y'all, what's the difference between saying her distance was constant and her distance isn't changing? At a constant rate, right? We're not having any change. So, it's, right, it is constant, there's no slope change, but if we're describing, the distance isn't changing at all. Okay, does that make sense? You better have sentences on your paper. Okay. Y'all, what would you say with the negative slope? What is true about the negative slope? The rate of change is what? Negative? What about the distance? What about the distance? What's true in that section? It's not on there yet. So, y'all, is distance negative ever? So what is she doing? She's moving closer to home, right? Okay. Number 7. After 5 hours of her trip, how far from the starting point is she? Hey y'all, listen. I'm going to tell you what, my throat hurts and that can be done. I know the answers to all of them. But if you want to talk and not do this, let's clean up the homework and take a seat. There's too many of you, I can't do it. Okay, so it's 40 miles for number 7. Okay, I'm going to come back to number 8. What's number 9? At what hour is the greatest distance from the starting point? 7. How many miles away from the starting point is she at that time?
60 miles.
60 miles. How long did the entire trip take? 12 hours. How fast is she traveling on her return trip? Very good. 12 miles an hour. Okay, so let's go back to number 8 real quick, and then I'll be done. So number 8 is asking when D equals 22, when is D equal to 22? Okay, so if I look at the picture, so first of all, how many times is D equal to 22? Twice. It's the first time it's equal to 22 is in this section right here. Does that make sense? It's in that section. So, if I take the 15t and I equal 22, and I divide by the 15, does that give me the first time? So the first time would be 22 over 15. And y'all, does that make very much sense when we're talking about time? It doesn't. And so we're going to go against my every anything, and we're going to have to use decimal here. Let's see. So the decimal here is 1.46 repeating. So this is in time, so this is hours. All right. So the last one is right here. The last one is right here. So which section is that between? The last one. So set this equal to 22 and solve for t. Okay.
Did you know the record is 37 to 14?
Okay. I got 10.16 repeating for that one. All right. First of all, what is tomorrow?
Friday.
It is a quick quiz, right? Over what we practiced at the beginning. You also have to turn in the buff colored paper. Okay? All right.